All right.
All right, we're going to kick it off. Let me give you a brief little intro. Jeez, calm
You
down.
unmuted me. I'm ready to talk.
All
Come
right.
on.
So if you don't already know, as she's already jumped right in, Joleen will be hosting our team call tonight. Excited for everybody that jumped on. If you're like me, you definitely could use a little bit of practice or help with your graphic making, which is basically the main part of what Joleen's going to focus on. Wasn't it you that did the test drive, the pink drink graphic
Yep, I'll show that one.
100,000 people stole? So if you want to know how to do those yourself, so you don't always have to steal Jolene's, this will be a perfect call for you. So she is one of the queens of graphics on our team, and I'm excited to learn something so that I'm not so scared and make Kathy do my graphics or ask somebody else to do them for me. So, all right, go ahead, kick it off.
All right, I think I've made a graphic or two for you. So.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
All right, so like John said, my name is Joleen McKay. I am a senior gold ambassador. I've been with Plexus for about 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years in October. I'm under Katie Conklin. Hi, Katie, I see you. So graphics are something that I love to do. It's not the most productive, totally just lost the term I was going to use, but it's not income producing. There we go, income producing activity, but it leads to income producing activities. So I share my screen. I'm going to go. That's not what I want. All right, maybe, there we go. All right, so I want to talk about why graphics are important, and that's what I wanted to start with. So why should you make your own unique graphics? I can't see me, this is annoying me. There we go, all right. So why should you make your own graphics? There's a couple reasons. One of them is kind of more important than the other, but to start out with, it'll help you stay out of Facebook jail. If you are sharing the same graphic that every other ambassador is sharing, sometimes Facebook gets mad and they ding you and they put people in Facebook jail. I've been there a couple times. One was for sharing a map that nobody knew was copyrighted, and so everybody who shared it, which was thousands of people, lots of people on our team, including John, we all got sent to Facebook jail, and we couldn't post in groups for like 2 weeks. So making your own graphics kind of keeps you out of the doghouse. As long as you're using non-copyrighted material, they can't really get you on that one. So that's kind of a minor one, but really the one I wanted to focus on is getting attention. I've got this lovely display of posts about the XOS ingredient, or the new Slim. And all I did was type in my Facebook search XOS Plexus. And this was just like the last couple days worth of posts. But as you can see, a lot of people are posting the exact same thing, the same graphic, the same text, the same post. And yours is going to get lost in the crowd. If you have a lot of friends who have a lot of Plexus friends, if they see you posted the same thing that 5 other people posted, they're not going to stop and read your post. They're going to be like, oh, been there, done that, keep moving. So that you don't get lost in the crowd, blend in with everybody else's posts. Because if you're like me, you know, you have a lot of Plexus friends, and so you see these posts over and over and over again. And if your other friends have a lot of Plexus friends, they're seeing the same thing in their news feed, the same post over and over and over again. Are they good posts? Yeah, they are. They come from our diamonds. they're helping us, they're feeding us these great posts. But if you don't set yours apart from the crowd, it's just going to get lost and nobody's going to notice it, and it's not going to do you a whole lot of good. So even posting the same text material, but with a different graphic that you've made or you've personalized to make it your own, is going to get you better attention. And that's what we're looking for, right? We want our posts to be noticed. That's the whole point. So what kind of graphics can I make? You can do anything. I mean, there's the possibilities are endless. I've got a bunch of examples here I wanted to go over and show you some of what I've made. So a recognition and welcome posts on our team pages. I personally like to grab a picture from my new friend or my new teammates' Facebook page, whether it's a profile picture or just one that they look nice in, and just throw a welcome to the team, something. I believe Contessa made this one, but it's just a new team member, but it makes them feel it's not just a blanket welcome, which those are great. The stock ones are great. They catch people's attention, but when you see a welcome with someone's face on it, for me, it helps connect. Who is this person? And so seeing their face on their welcome post is helpful to me. And it might be something that they would actually want to post on their wall to announce that, hey, I've joined Plexus. And recognitions, when someone ranks up or earns an incentive, earns a prize. It's great to just make a little, this one for Contessa, I made in just a few minutes. But it's a beautiful picture of her, and it gave her the recognition that she deserved for earning that April incentive. So personalizing, making your own out of inspiration from one that is circulating. So this one up in the corner that everybody's posting, right? It's one that was fed to us by Roz or Celeste. You can do something as simple as adding some little swirls or stickers or whatever, personalizing it that way to kind of set yours apart. Over here, I'm going to show you guys this one of me. I'm going to show you how to make it in a video in a few minutes. It's kind of giving the same message, but it's a picture of me. And my friends get on my Facebook to see me. So it's going to catch their attention faster. And I put this one of Melissa in here because I think she's amazing. I think she uses Photoshop, which is not my forte. But I love how she puts herself in these pictures. I think this is supposed to be on the strip. She's talking about going to Vegas, but this is going to get somebody's attention more than just the same post that everyone's making of, oh, I'm going to Vegas next week for a convention. So event flyers like the one for tonight. John and Kathy have a standard template that we can just make a quick adjustment to put in information for the standard call. But then there's all sorts of things you can do, collages, and there's different apps you can use, and I'll go over that in a couple minutes too. Adding pictures, you can just get stock photos off Google. Google's going to be your best friend. Search whatever your search engine is. Pull up a non-copyrighted picture, and you can add text to it. Super easy, super fast, and it looks professional. So attention grabbing and call to action posts. So this one over here with me saying I just need one more was, I had been posting for probably a week about the April incentive, and I needed one or two more customers, and I got nothing. I mean, it was crickets, nothing. And I posted this one. I was actually at a concert, and it was between the opening act and the main event. And I just put this together really quick, posted it, and during the concert, I had 5 messages because it was a personal post and it had me. I was asking for help. Look at me, here I am on my Facebook page. You can see me. And I think that's really important when you make graphics and make posts, is making it personal. My election day post, you can vote for Clinton, you can vote for Trump, or you can vote for Plexus. That's what I chose. That one got a lot of attention too. Call to action, you can do a lot of different kinds, whether it's what's your favorite movie, who's your college football team, how do you sleep, whatever it is. If you make it look inviting, more people are going to stop and look than if it's just plain text in a post. You can make before and afters with collage apps. I like to be a little goofy. This is how I feel before my edge, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed after my edge. My progression of weight loss in the first year of my Plexus. So those are pretty easy to just put together. Here's my test drive. I saw somebody else post about taking a test drive with their pink drink, but they didn't have any pictures of a car or anything, so the test drive really kind of got lost in the post. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cute if you had a little Plexus car? Well, I don't know how to make a Plexus car out of Legos, but I know how to make wheels and a water bottle full of Plexus. So I got out my little girls. It's a good thing I have 5 girls and have lots of pink Legos. So I made myself a little Plexus car, took a picture of it on my patio, and put it in my app and added some text. And like John said, it was shared over and over and over again. But that's the beautiful thing about Plexus, is that we all share, and I love seeing people share my posts, share things that I've created. That's fun for me. So you can make, when we have promo codes at holidays, you can make little graphics with the promo code in them. If you're hosting your own little sale, you can make your own little graphic to say, this is what I'm offering to my new customers, or whatever it is you're offering. I don't know what I did. All right. When they changed the 60-day money-back guarantee and added it for ambassadors, there used to be a little graphic for the 3 ways to buy, but it didn't include the 60-day money-back guarantee for ambassadors. So when they added that, I just went into my app and I made a new one that included that and had all the information that I wanted included, so I can send it to my potential customers and ambassadors. And then this other one is something I just recently made, so that I formatted it so it's the right size to fit in the new slim brochures that came with the action pack. When I print it out, cut it out, it's exactly the right size to slide inside that brochure with a packet of new slim, and it fits in an envelope for like a large greeting card. Slap a couple stamps on it and off I go. I do also write a message on the back of it so that my new customers know that it's not just a assembly line sending this out, that it's personal from me. So, but I also made that on my phone sitting next to my husband. He was watching a basketball game that I was completely bored with. So I'm like, I'll just make some graphics. John's shaking his head. Oh, bored with the basketball game. I know. Sacrilegious. All right. So how do I make the graphics? And I've actually been asked this quite a few times. I've actually been asked to do a tutorial for someone. And that's what kind of inspired this call. So how on earth do I make my own graphics? There are hundreds, thousands even, of different apps and desktop programs out there that people can use for free or that you can buy. I prefer a couple that do cost a couple dollars. They're called the Rona apps, Rona Designs and Rona Collage. I honestly can't remember if PicJointer, these three that are highlighted, these are the three I use all the time. I can't remember if it was free or if it cost $1 or $2. But those are my favorites. I have others, but I don't use them nearly as often. But now I wanted to show you how to use the Rona app, because that is my favorite. And that's where I usually go first to make my apps. If you want to add pictures, Rona Collage, you can add pictures in, and then if you want to just do a basic collage, the PicJointer is a great one. So I'm going to go over here. I was telling John I had major technical difficulties getting my video off of my kid's phone onto my computer. So I eventually had to just go to YouTube, and it's in 2 parts. So we'll just start with this one. And somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear the audio.
Okay, I am going to just go through really quick and show you what I do to make my own graphic. So this is my photography folder on my phone. I've got quite a few different apps that I use, but I use basically the same ones every time. My favorite is Rona. So go to that one, start a new project, and then I can just choose from a bunch of backgrounds that are already in there that come with the app, or I can go to my photos. I can go any of my folders. Go to my photos. I took a bunch of just silly photos of myself. These aren't ones that I would probably post because I haven't done my hair or makeup today. But occasionally I do post those because I want to keep it real. But I can go through and just for these purposes, I just took these photos really quick. I can change the size. I can make it the size of my phone screen. Go to different, 3x5 or 4x6, 6x8, 8x10, 8.5x11. There's all sorts of different sizes. For this, I'm just going to keep it the original size and go up here and say, yep, that's what I want. Okay. Go up here to the little T, and that means text. There are all sorts of, let me turn it black so we can see it, cute and fun fonts, but some of them are really hard to read. And the point of making a graphic is to get people's attention, right? So you need them to be able to read it. So I'm going to come up here to just basic bold fonts. Pick one that's easy to read, easy to see, and going to catch people's attention. So then we double tap on it, and then we type out what we want to say. So I want to say, whoops, it's really hard to type while you're watching yourself through another phone screen. So what the heck is, and we're going to type it out. Oops.
I had to look up the spelling.
I still have to look up the spelling. So
that's what I want to say. What the heck is acromencia? I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but that's okay. So I'm going to click the little X. That takes me out of the typing screen. And that brings me to where I can adjust the color. I can make it any different color. If I don't like the colors they've given me, I can come over here to more. It's hard to see, but I can adjust the color up here, adjust the saturation, the hue. Sure, that's a great color. We'll go with that. I can move it around just by moving my finger. If there's more than one piece of text or graphic or sticker, you can move them all separately just by clicking on them. Okay, so I've got that. Now let's see if we can find a cute sticker to go on there. Now I have spent quite a bit of money in this app adding new sticker packs. I think it's worth it for me because I use this for so many different things, personally and professionally, that I've probably spent $30 or $40 in this app. But you.
Okay, sorry. Now we have to go to the other video. Technical difficulties all day long. All right, there we go.
Okay, so we're going to start back up. Okay, so you don't have to spend that much money. It comes with some great stickers that you don't really have to spend a lot of extra money to buy all the fun extras. So let's just see, put in a little swirl or something so we can see it. And I turned it sideways. There we go. So there's all sorts of little swirlies, and I can change their colors too. And if I decide I don't want one of those, I can just go back, choose a different. I've got cute little cupcakes. I've got tags and sale items, lots of business ones and fitness ones, quotes, borders and shapes. So there's all sorts of stuff. I like that one. I think that one's kind of fun. Turn it around and point it at myself. Just something kind of funny and get people's attention maybe. So it's just a really quick, easy way to make yourself a graphic that will get people's attention better than one of the stock graphics that we see so often. So that's just a quick way to make your own.
All right. All right, there we go. I forgot to walk you through at the end how to save it. And I'll post the links to those videos when we post the recording for this call. So you can go back and watch them and kind of go play by play if you need to. So that's how I do it on my phone. And most of the time, that's how I do it. Occasionally, if I need, I have an iPhone, so it's not very big, and sometimes I need to be able to see what I'm doing a little better. So I do work on the computer sometimes. Like I said, Photoshop is not my thing. I tried it. For me, it's just more complicated than I'm willing to put in the time learning how to do, especially because most of the time you have to be sitting at the computer, and that's not where I get to be sitting most of the time. So there's other ones, free ones on the web, PicMonkey, Picasa, Pixlr, Canva. What I wanted to walk you through really quick is PicMonkey, and it is, oh dang it, I keep doing that. It is free, but you can pay for a premium subscription, which gives you access to more features, but you don't need them. So it's just PicMonkey.com. And there is a free trial too. If you've never been premium subscriber, you can do a free trial for a month or a couple weeks. I'm not sure how long it is. And then just try out, see if it's worth it to you to pay. I think it's like $3 or $4 a month, something like that. But this is where I usually go to make collages. You can edit pictures. You can take them straight from Facebook, straight from your computer. You can touch up pictures. Like if you have a family picture that you want your teeth whiter, or somebody had a big old pimple, or somebody had red eyes or whatever, you can go in and fix those things in this app, or in this computer app, I guess. They have templates that you can design Facebook cover photos, and they have different templates for like a business page, for a group page, your personal page. They're all different sizes. Have you ever noticed that? If you've gone in to put in a new photo in a group page, they're different sizes than just your personal one on your home page. So they've got different templates, and you can do collages for those as well. So I wanted to show you a quick collage, how to put one together. I'm going to take photos straight from my Facebook page. And I think we're going to do one that is with the new Slim. And I'm totally missing one of my pictures. There it is, hiding behind something. All right, here we go. Hopefully my Zoom isn't going to slow down my computer too much. All right, so it pulls up your pictures, and it pulls up a template. There are actually lots of different templates you can choose from. It's going to be slow. You can choose from, straight in a line. If you wanted to make your Christmas card, you say, 5 by 7, and I want 3 photos on it, or whatever. You can change the size, the layout. You can adjust the orientation of the card. Have a lot of pictures you want to put in a post. There's all sorts of different layouts to choose from. I'm going to just go with the one that it suggested for us. And all you do is drag and drop. Drop them in place however you want them. This one kind of cut off some of my pictures, so I'm going to adjust the ratio a little bit. And then I need to move around some of my pictures so that it's not cutting off words where I don't want words cut off. You can just drag them around, change them up, switch them around. It's pretty easy, pretty intuitive. It'll just do what you want it to do most of the time. All right, so that's pretty simple. If you wanted to put in your own text in one of these boxes, there are a ton of swatches, they call them, different, just little different backgrounds that you could drag over and drop into one of these little boxes. But that's not what I wanted to do today. So you can leave your background white. You can turn it black, whatever your preference. I personally want this, the color of our pretty new plexus. So our pretty new Slim is bright pink, so I'm going to make my background bright pink. Okay, it's really that simple. Put together a nice little little graphic to share about the new Slim. So I'm going to go over to save. The developers of this app are apparently Bond fans, and when you choose your quality, you get to choose between Roger, Pierce, and Sean. Apparently they think Sean Connery was the best Bond. That's the best quality picture you can select. I have no idea why they do that. I think it's hilarious. Poor Roger, who actually died today. I thought that was rather ironic. He got relegated to the end. He's a low quality Bond, apparently. So you just name your file. Select your quality. I'm a Pierce fan personally, just because I don't want to take up a lot of room on my computer for a little graphic. Save it to my computer, pick my file folder, and I'm done. Super easy, doesn't take very long. And then you've got an original graphic you can share with your friends. All right, so this is the question I get most often. Where do you get your inspiration? How do you come up with these? And personally, I'm big on copying. If I see something I like, I'll just go make my own. This middle one, I actually added the black text to one that somebody else had already made for our most recent 7-day challenge. But I also wanted another one, like variety, so that people aren't getting the same post over and over again. And so I made this one over here in the corner. Same information, just a little bit differently organized. And it was what was pleasing to my eye. And that's basically what it comes down to with graphics, is what looks good to you? What do you want to see? And that's how I base my graphics. Is this something I would want to see in my newsfeed? Is this going to grab people's attention? And then how do you get good at it? You just practice. Practice, practice. Play around with the fonts. Play around with the colors and the overlays and the stickers and where you put things. These 3 on the top, they're all the same font. They're just placed different colors. And the third one, I just wanted it to pop a little bit different than the other one. So I changed the coloring on some of the words. You just play around. These ones on the bottom, they're all the same picture, just with different stickers, different fonts, same information. So just play around with it and find what works for you and what you like. And that's really what the best way to base, is this going to be a good graphic? Do I like it? Do I like to look at it? Are other people going to want to look at it? So there's a couple other random projects that didn't really fit in any of those categories, but just things I post on my team page. Hey, Flash contest, use the Flash logo. This one said it wasn't copyrighted. I'm not really sure, but since it was just in my team page, I'm hoping that nobody caught that one. This was one I made for my team when I wanted to get together with people and have one-on-one chats. On Facebook, in person, over the phone, what works best for you? Just to get their attention and let's chat, people. Supporting other MLMs. I used this one to show, in one day I could support 4 different MLMs or 5 different MLMs, supporting my friends, and they're supporting me. 60-day challenge update on how many belt loops I could cinch my belt from start to, I think it was about halfway through. So before I moved on to anything else, because I know it's about 8:30, I wanted to open up to questions before I go on to non-plexus related stuff. So does anybody have any questions? Anything they want clarified? If not, I can just go on and show you the rest of them. But raise your hand if you have a question. All right. Nobody wants to know anything. Sounds good. All right, I'll go back to the slideshow. Okay. So other things that I use it for that aren't necessarily plexus related, I make my Christmas cards a lot of times using apps. Birthday invitations, I've used it for baby announcements for my last 2 babies, baptism invitations, flyers for my daughter's BPA, fundraiser she did this last couple months. So this was my post on Sunday. Just a simple, I did include my plexus in the picture, and that was intentional, but I didn't make it a plexus post. But, I just used my app to block out my child's naked rear end in the bathtub. Simple as that. My current profile picture was just a simple add a heart, add a word, just makes it stand out a little more. In my team page, I like to post these and encourage my team to post just to get some attention on their page, when the seasons change. Just simple little stock photos from my search engine that I've added little words or hearts or whatever to. My daughter's flyers for her fundraiser, she earned over $1,000 to pay to get herself to Florida for a national competition for Business Professionals of America. So she sent these out to her friends. We didn't actually print them. We just sent them out digitally, but you could print them. She had a really great response. She helped design these. On my mantle, I didn't have any pictures of my banner. I make in my apps, I make banners that I just print out and cut out and string across my mantle, but I also have an 8x10 frame. And so every season or holiday, I just make a little saying or quote. It's my Easter one, my St. Patrick's Day. And so they just kind of rotate through the year, just something fun or inspirational. Also inspirational quotes, things I've heard in training calls or at church that struck me and that really inspired me. So I'll just, open up the app, find a cute background, and jot down my my quote that inspired me. I also do my phone screens. I do add pictures to them sometimes. I didn't happen to have any of those as examples to show you, but I'll add pictures of my kids, just whatever I need at that moment, whether it's inspiration to reach higher or to just be kinder or remember who is in charge of my life. So they're great little, in the app you can select whatever size phone you have, it can detect that and it will set the ratio so that it's the right size for your phone. I think that's it. I think that's the end. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. But I will make sure and add those videos when we get this posted. And if anybody has any questions later on, just feel free to let me know, and I'd be happy to help out. But John, now you've got training. You have to make your own graphics now. Sorry.
Lame. Well, we'll see if this gets recorded or posted, because if I happen to lose it, then I'll be like, oh, I don't remember how you did it. So can you make me another graphic? Really? Awesome.
I'll just send you the videos.
There you go. Does anybody have any questions for Joleen?
Alrighty.
No.
I covered it so well, nobody has anything else to ask.
No, I like Kathy's response of not yet, because once we actually try it, then we'll see what happens with it. But
exactly. Feel free to message me if anybody has any questions.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for heading up our training and enlightening us on the ways of Joleen's expertise in graphic and meme design. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Let me stop